Amazing.
Now we're live on Instagram.
Yep. So we're there.
We are back.
By Riverside.
Baby, come back.
Baby,
Blame
come
it
back.
all on me.
All right, Brian, you want to apologize to everybody for messing up?
Yeah. So, because Aaron doesn't know how to push the buttons on here, it
Wrong.
messed
That
up our
wasn't me.
broadcast.
I did not screw this up.
Luckily, I came through and saved the day.
Well,
You actually
did.
did.
You did
actually
save the
did.
day.
You
We're
broke
gonna
it
give
and you
that.
fixed it.
No. You broke it. I fixed it.
You broke it. You fix it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So anyway, let's see. What are we going to talk about?
I've already got people firing off any comments about the Rhode Island shooting. Usual suspects once again.
Are we allowed to talk about it though? No.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is at this point. To me, it's when are we going to start just saying what everybody's thinking?
It's endemic.
No one's talking about it.
Endemic.
It's an endemic
of a larger problem in society.
Well, it's a mental health problem disguised as a cross-dressing problem.
Dude.
I mean, let's be honest
There's
about
people
it.
with mental health problems who are then pumped full of meds
Yeah.
who make the situation worse.
Yeah, dude, it's 100%. I mean, can't say it better than that. And it continues to happen. And then the news is, if it was a white man opened, fire on a campus, a white young student, it's always those things. But if it's trans or it's black, and just one of the things that really get to me, and it's just kind of on the same topic of the fake narratives that the news like to put out, like all the mass shootings, we only count the ones that are done by white people.
Yeah.
We never talk about the 50 people that were shot at a birthday party in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so those things, it's just the same old madness, the news covering it up because there's an agenda. There's an agenda, and it's to destabilize this country and destroy it from within. And they're doing a pretty good job at it.
They're doing a good job. I mean, that's one way to do it.
Damn.
But
fine
we're
job.
coming out of the trans craze.
Yeah, I feel like everybody
Right?
we're
And
cresting
so-
that hill. I feel like.
Well,
Look
came
what
out-
happened in Europe. Okay, we're going to look at Britain, and they always are the kind of predictor. They go through it, and then we go through it here. So they're clamping down on it. We're starting to see Supreme Court decisions where you can't give puberty blockers to minors. These hospitals are stopping the surgeries. Like we're slowly coming out of it. We're seeing it work through the legal system. But like then something like this happens, and it's like nobody say like it didn't happen.
If you can get them now, if you can get England to start following suit on the immigration issue over there and the overthrow of they're going to. I was talking to somebody from England. They are like a stone's throw from civil war over there.
Oh yeah.
They literally are. If there's a terrorist attack, somebody was talking to me today, is a person in a pretty high position over there, and if there's a terrorist attack, people are waiting to come out of the woodwork. To go
Just
to
waiting
war.
for a reason. Yeah.
And I can feel
surprised.
that energy over here. So you've got we're catching up on the trans issues with the kids, but we're not catching up on the immigration because we've got idiots in our Congress that probably don't even know like both branches of government and how things work. They probably don't even know the Bill of Rights, AOC. They don't, it's
She doesn't know where the equator line is.
yeah, just
Poor girl.
God.
Aw.
And then you got
Get her back behind a
Mondani.
bar.
Then you got Mondani chasing off the wealth out of New York. Yeah, I believe in fiscally responsible capitalism, but that is I think he just has this desire to destroy New York City, thinking that he's doing it a favor.
And then polish it as he's doing them a favor. And he's already raiding people's 401ks, isn't he? I mean, didn't he already?
Well, he just announced the budget, and it's like gajillions of dollars more than any other budget they've ever had. And he's going to blame Kathy Hochul and say, well, she won't tax the wealthy, so we have to go in here and raid these other, stockpiles. And it's like, everyone saw this coming. Like,
Yeah, we
everyone
told
saw
you.
this coming. And you're like, no, it's going to be better. Where those buses are going to be free. I'm going to save that $3 every time.
Yeah,
We're
day
going to
one,
get rent
price went up.
control. Yeah, no.
Dude, they just need to shut that dude down and vote him. What do they call that? Referendum or something like that? Where they
A recall or
a recall? That's what it
Yeah.
is. And
Well, how are they going to uninstall the bidets in Gracie Mansion? That's going to cost a lot.
I'd keep them.
Roll up
they're
those
refreshing.
prayer rugs.
They're refreshing.
Wow, that guy,
So-
man, he's gonna. And the trash is piling up. The rats are running. People, how many? 18 people have frozen to death already. I mean, it's like an instant. I mean, it started happening day one over there.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
New
The
York,
floodgates opened. They were like, all right,
Yeah.
let's go. Fair game.
Well,
Nobody's
remember,
gonna stop us.
This is all by design. This isn't an
yeah,
accident.
you're
This
absolutely
is,
right.
This is all by design. Because if you think this is just a bunch of bumbling politicians that don't know what they're doing, and it's a series of unfortunate circumstances, I've got a business opportunity I'd like to talk to you about. Just send me a message. And you got the Muslim call to prayer going on now in New York City. And I don't think people realized, well, one, I don't believe the election was fair, period, end of story. I'm going to be the guy until they fix it that claims.
no, I think we got that many retarded people in this.
And that very
Combo.
well could be, but I still have a little faith in humanity. But no, it is all by design. It is not just a bunch of bumbling politicians. It wasn't old Joe was just getting old. It's just a series of mistakes. No, this has been by design. You have to go back and read history and go back and look. And Brett, I've been sending you some videos, and I'll send them to you guys as well. Promethean Action. That old lady and her partner nail it down because they have been
Dude, they're
studying
blowing
this.
it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're blowing it up. And they'll go back and show you and give you the links to the white papers that were written by the Rockefellers and the CFR and WEF and all that. It's been the systematic controlled collapse of the United States since the 70s. And it's on purpose.
Need more retired grandmas
Yes.
to do this because they're single-handedly exposing
Yeah.
everything.
And their videos are fantastic. I mean, they've really got their
Smart.
stuff down pat, and they're extremely intelligent. So, guys, if you're listening, taking notes, Promethean Action.
Yeah,
So look them
fantastic.
up on YouTube. They are absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it is like watching your grandma tell you, well, we've been watching this since the 70s.
Yeah.
And we knew it was coming. And you're going, Grandma, you're crazy. But all the evidence has come out. All the crazy things that I was always told by my friends, where's your tinfoil hat? They're going, Jesus Christ, how can this be true? I'm like, I told you. No.
That's crazy, man.
And it is crazy because the things that have come out because of the release of the Epstein files, that stuff is so disgusting, so unthinkable, so demonic. Who in their right mind would ever believe it when Alex Jones was going, they're eating little kids and they're doing this and that. And you're going, this guy's off his rocker. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And now it's all coming out.
Yeah.
And then we had a Satan worshiping, what did they say? Bill Gates was the Satan worshiping pedophile pushing a shot on you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, exactly. If you'd have told me that, even 10 years ago, I'd be like, y'all are insane. Bill Gates, like, what?
TikTok
Nope.
restricted again. Oh, well.
Oh, see you later.
Yeah.
But that brings up a good. I heard some other creator make this point the other day about the Epstein files and all the chaos that's going on right now. And he said, you know how I know that the chaos, like in Minnesota and stuff, is bought and paid for? Because we have something right now that is arguably way, way bigger and way bigger of a deal than anything else in the Epstein files. And there are no protests about it. But you have a couple of instances, not trying to downplay them, they are big deals. But in Minnesota, and you have people rioting over that. But there's not people in the streets lining, out in Capitol Hill, calling for people's heads like you would hope there would.
Isn't
be.
that crazy? I have experienced this for so many years when it comes to this kind of crime. People can't handle it. And you guys give me your thoughts on this because it has been the hardest thing to fight. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to deal with it. It's shocking right now to me to watch people's reaction. It's almost like they have what they need, right? Like anytime anybody puts something forward, it's like, but what about the Epstein files? It's like, you guys, they're released. Like you can't keep using that as an excuse anymore. Like we've got it. We've got everything we're going to get. I don't think it's everything, but we've got what we're going to get. You got to get on the new talking point.
Yeah.
But they're not on to the real point of it, right? and it's so shy. It's like, do we not care about this? Do we not care about keeping kids safe and keeping these people who are being exploited and trafficked safe? And it's just like, it's almost, the conclusion that I come to is that it's so evil and it's so bad. We shut down. We can't, we don't know where to go. We don't know how to fix it, or people just truly don't care because they don't know how to make it serve what they want to scream and cry about.
Well, imagine a day in this country going back 50 or 60 years where you actually had time to think. Both parents have to work. Money is tight. Nobody's getting ahead. You're constantly falling behind. You're trying to stay on top of things. The last thing you have time to do is to do deep research into something that you know in your heart is bad. And then even if you had time to do the research, do you really have time to act? Well, what can you do to make a difference? I don't vote because it doesn't make a difference because everything is stolen. Oh, we've been flagged for misinformation.
Oh my God.
On what? On your live?
Yeah, on TikTok. TikTok's been, I've had.
It's their AI system.
TikTok's so angry right now. I don't know if you guys are experiencing this.
I just got off TikTok.
So angry.
Yeah, I stopped messing with TikTok. It blew up on there back when it was fun. And
I had to block somebody that were calling us all kinds of nasty names.
Well, dude, it's
what kind of nasty name?
Oh, well, just leave it at that.
When it comes to
not the good kind.
No, not the good kind.
When it comes to Epstein, though, the Epstein list, focusing, the prosecutions aren't. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, but there's
what are they doing?
I mean, there's one person that they're putting on trial for it, but that's in another country.
I know.
So, like, my thing is you in what army, and what can I do about it right now? Yes, we can raise awareness. Yes, we can stay on it, but we also need to focus on midterms. We also need to focus on what's going on with this country. Yes, we have a large satanic pedophile ring that's running things, but there is no real easy answer because I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of it. And maybe there's a couple of fall guys, but what a distraction, even though it's a real one. And stuff from the things that really matter, and not that kids don't matter. So let me frame that correctly. The stuff that's going on right now, which I know this is all a distraction from.
Yeah.
So this is.
I agree with you, but at the same time, in my mind, it's like, all right, if this evil pedophile satanic ring is running the show, then really nothing else matters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That is
the
reason.
What can you do other than grab your pitchfork?
You're right.
But we have the opportunity now to not have them be running the show.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like
how are you going to?
It will literally have to be one of those things where the left and the right unify together. Which, in my mind, if you can't unify together with this in mind, then
we do.
There's no hope.
I see a lot of them, but the left's more focused on Trump being mentioned 38,000 times or whatever it is.
Well, and I think for the left, they're afraid to side with us on it because that has been their argument for so long, and they don't want to admit that, like, okay, it is people on my side too.
They don't even.
They know that, but they'll never admit it.
They didn't care about the Epstein files until after Trump said it's a hoax.
Yeah,
which.
Until Trump was supposedly mentioned in it, which he is, but it's, Whoopi Goldberg's in it. So, I mean, everybody's in it.
And do they or don't they care? You got to remember, we're only seeing, but we're only seeing the perspective of what the news media gives us, right? Yeah. We're seeing the paid protesters that they're saying that this is grassroots. Now, we know it's all paid. I really wish that there was more being shown in the public eye and the receipts of this particular Ford Foundation check was written to this group of corporation that's the Paid Protesters Corporation of America, and here is the buses that brought them in, so on and so forth. We all know that's the case. Let me finish, and then and then the news media blows it up, and 10 people are now 1,000 people, and that's what we're being fed. And I think there are more parents, again, silent majority on both sides of the political spectrum, that are just going, zip, don't want to open my mouth because I don't want to be singled out and shamed and all the other stuff.
Supposedly, Kash Patel, he announced that today, that they found a primary source for funding for Antifa and all these paid protests. So for some reason, he wants to make us wait till some other day to tell us about that. But, just let me clarify. hurting any children is terrible.
Horrible.
And you know, the amount of kids that are coming up missing every single year in this country, if anything, it should shed a real light on us protecting our children at all costs, whether it's from political indoctrination or where they are specifically at any given time. And with all these sex trafficking rings that are out there that are embedded in the United States, plus some of the immigrant groups that they're bringing over that participate in some of these crazy behaviors that are socially acceptable over in their cultures. And so we're in a real pickle, or a mess beyond like comprehension. And basically what Trump's administration has done is they got in and they kicked the shit out of the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
And now we're all like, oh shit. Oh, and it's like, where do you go from here?
You investigate every single person you think sexually abused. We're going to get shut down now, boys.
Yeah. Why not go after Podesta, bro? Like this,
but again, we don't have a legal system robust enough to handle all that.
It doesn't matter. You do as much as you can do every single day, and you send the message to everybody within our sovereign borders. If you mess around this way, we're coming for you. It's the Tom Homan strategy. I don't care if we're going to get to everybody, but you better be sweating bullets that we are coming for you. We don't tolerate it here. And this is my fear. I think my worry that we're just going to kind of like drift away from it. Like, oh, we have the files and some people are mentioned and some people ate the intestines and some people did this, and like, oh, other things cloud our, feeds and off we go. No, I'm sorry, but that is so unacceptable. You have to investigate it. And I know they don't want to do it. It's tough. It's unpopular. I actually don't think it's unpopular. I think it's very popular amongst the American public. I think it's unpopular amongst this sort of elitist group. But I don't care. You just do the right thing. You do as much as you can do, and you keep chipping away, and you send the signal to everyone that like we don't allow this in our country.
Right. Yeah.
That's my position on it anyway. And I know they're not going to get to all of it.
And I think I would say one of the top two most important things that need to be pursued. But then let me read you a series of headlines, and this is coming from a right-leaning website. Laura Trump, President Trump has a speech on aliens and UFOs prepared and ready to use. We're getting ready to strike Iran. Tucker Carlson detained after trying to leave Israel. Kash Patel reveals huge discovery on founders of Antifa terrorism. We found them. I mean, there is so much coming so fast.
Right.
What do you do? I mean, we're being overwhelmed with headlines, and then it just dilutes the importance of more important things. Just like you were saying, Kyle, I don't know what's more important than protecting kids.
Yeah.
But what's our participation and what's our expectation of holding feet to the fire in all of those things? That's great. The FBI found evidence of where the money is funneling to Antifa. Fantastic. Go figure that out, right? Like we have aliens. Fantastic. Make a documentary. Prove it. But when it comes to this, it's like we have to have the public keeping the pressure on and keeping it at the forefront. Where's Nancy Guthrie? Let's keep at it. Yeah. I think that we have to slice through figuring out what is on the plate of the American public, what is our responsibility to keep pushing and keep these things in the forefront of our minds, and what is like, that's good, that's great to know, but that's your purview and you go figure that out, and this is why you have that job.
But I think also you have to cut off the food that feeds the monster, and that's money. Yeah. And I really don't like the fact that Doge is not in the spotlight anymore. They're continuing to work. They're still continuing to find fraud, waste, and abuse. But why not sick those people on the funding sources that are still out there that are allowing these paid protesters to do their thing? And I've said, well, we got to build, these cases, and you just can't go arrest people or they're going to get off on technicalities. Just fuck it. Just start arresting people now.
Yeah. I was in that boat. Yeah.
Yeah. At least the low hanging fruit that if they got off on a technicality, fine. But now they know that they can be arrested. They can be detained or in prison for a determined period of time. And if the lawyers aren't getting their money to defend them because we were able to cut it off, well, then they're going to be screwed. They're going to get a public defender, and they're going to get the same kind of treatment that most Americans who can't afford a lawyer will get because the money's not there anymore. So, you've got money feeding the beast. You've got, people within the Department of Justice and other levels of government in the bureaucracy still protecting the evildoers, as George Bush used to put it. There's a lot of work to be done. I wish I had a ready answer, but I don't.
But I think I was with you, before. I think there are levels to prosecution. We have to be careful about it. But now, as all of this has progressed and all these files have come out and people have dug deep in them, and you see how much evil is going on in these files, I'm like, look, there's enough evidence there that we can hang somebody on the Capitol steps. Let's pick some low hanging fruit. I don't care who it is. Make a spectacle out of it, because that will send the message that we're not tolerating this shit, and let people know, like, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
And we got to put a hard line in the sand and make an example out of somebody. And now is the time. We can't keep pushing this and kicking the can down the road.
Well, go ahead, Brian.
I would just say that, obviously you can say, well, put a committee on it, dedicate a division of crime fighters, for lack of a better description, people who sift through this and study it and go through it meticulously, case by case, using like AI and stuff to be able to really bring things to the forefront, to speed through the process. But at the same time, and what they'll do is they'll have a committee and they'll bring people to testify if we even get that lucky. And then they'll sit there and go back and forth and go back and forth. And then we'll have some highlight clips that'll flash across the news, and somebody will say something. Oh, yeah, really? Then you'll see all the little stuff. Destroys Kathy such and such on. It's just like, dude, it's the same old cycle. And it's not me being a humburger, but I would say this. We know that the kids are important. They do need to put a whole task force on this. They probably have got that going on, but right now, it needs to be publicly addressed to where, hey, we're working on this. This doesn't happen overnight, and people need to be reassured of that. We're investigating, but then we need to get back to business on Capitol Hill, which is
Trump had a task force on it during his first term. He has not, to my knowledge, re-upped that in this term, which is odd. I would like to be on it. I would like to contribute because, again, it's just like, this is a hard one. You have statute of limitations. You have a crime that's not, you don't have evidence readily available. You have people who are, victims and survivors who are terrified, who aren't here anymore. It's just,
think about how much evidence they destroyed.
Oh, sure. Yeah. By how much time has gone by. Yeah.
Tough to fight this, but there is a way, and I think that we should not let this go. And I'm a little bit worried that we're going to. Yeah. But we'll see.
Well,
I mean, it takes people like us to keep talking about it.
Yeah. The number I've heard is there's 14.6 terabytes of data that are out there. And I guess there's a whistleblower by the name of Kyle Seraphin. He's been going on the Alex Jones show quite a bit. And he's the one that broke loose. Here's the evidence. Here's where it's at. Here's how much it is. And that's what they've been peeling through lately as well. And they were able to figure out that some of the file names, they were taking the extension, so like .pdf when it should have been .mov. And then when you go to click the link, it's broken because the extension's incorrect, but they figured it out and they started putting in the right, from PDF to .mov, and they're going, oh God.
Is that where the Podesta film came from?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, that was part of that, which locked that bastard up. Dude, that was sick. And there's people in my comments going, oh, you guys don't know the difference between evidence and blah, blah. Well, guess what? Watch that video and tell me that's not evidence. Lock that sick bastard up.
And
there's plenty in those files that it's evidence. It is very clear, black and white.
Got to use your brain a little bit more on this
Jesus
one, guys.
Christ, man.
It's not like a robbery. It's not a carjacking. This is a coercive control. It's a psychological manipulation. And you have people being victimized who don't have the ability to act like a traditional victim of a crime and give you that information and testify and like
alive anymore.
Well, that's the problem. This takes a lot of extra effort. It's not easy. It's not traditional. So you can't just brush it off like that,
Right.
I get it. And going back to your other point, Aaron, I think having Doge be that temporary, that short of a time, working through these things was just so inadequate. I think we needed that for the full term. Now look at these citizen journalists having to go out and put their own lives and safety at risk, like the Nick Shirleys and the Amy Reicherts out here, and
look how much they're accomplishing. They're accomplishing a shitload. I mean, like Nick Shirley blew the whole lid off of Minnesota. He did it arguably by himself with him and that other guy.
Well, he was out in California, and we've got another guy going out in New York doing the exact same thing. And the video he's got from California talking to one of the employees at the, I don't know, what are they, Secretary of State's office or circuit clerk, wherever you do your voter registration in California. Yeah. And he asked the lady, and guys, go search it. The video's out there. This is verified, so don't call us crazy conspiracy theorists.
I just watched that video.
He asked her, well, if I don't need an ID, how do you know who I am? Well, you sign this affidavit that says you are who you are. He goes, well, I could lie. Well, no, people don't lie.
She was blown away that he was asking her. She's like, why would anyone lie? They're signing their fake name on
they're saying it's them. It's like, oh boy, here we go. So
actually Newsom is attacking Nick Shirley, saying like, look, he only found a minimal amount of fraud compared to the massive amounts of fraud he found in
he went to one address that had 108 registered voters. Some of them were over the age of 100.
UPS store.
Yeah, so the fraud is there. He's like, look, if I can go find it with my minimum resources, with my phone and a wireless microphone and a brain, what could we do if we actually had the real Doge people going into the California voter registration system and matching up names against the Social Security death database and this, that, and the other? How many millions upon millions of dead registered voters are there? California, Illinois, Massachusetts, Virginia, every state in the damn country.
Well, the good thing is they're suing over the voter roll cleanup now.
Yes,
so states like California that refuse to clean them up and to get off those. How many people over 100 years old or 126 years old are voting in our elections? Like, I didn't realize we were doing so well with the Maha movement that we had so many 126 year olds and they're voting,
just crushing it.
Did I hear
Jimmy
it right?
Carter getting wheeled in here. Like,
sign here, sir.
Kyle.
Definitely Kamala.
Did I hear right that California, and I only lived there for a brief period of time, but they do the top two candidates.
Yes.
And I heard that the candidates that are running right now, both the Republicans are top two candidates for governor.
Listen carefully. Linda. If you listen to anything during this is a top 10 show, guys. This is I don't know if we've done 10 shows, but it's definitely top 10. But I want to make this point super clear, Brian. Thank you. You're my new favorite for bringing this up. Brett's at the bottom because he sent that picture to me.
I'll post it here later, guys. Don't worry.
World star.
Everyone's getting excited that two Republicans are polling at the top of the gubernatorial. Sheriff Chad Bianco from Riverside County.
Love him.
And Steve Hilton, who is he had a Fox show, and he's, renounced his British citizenship, and he loves California, and he's running. Two great candidates. Listen very carefully. There is no way on God's green earth that two Republicans are going to cross over the jungle primary finish line. Everyone stop getting excited and start getting real. The Democrats haven't even picked a horse in this race yet. They have tens of millions of dollars just waiting until the last minute. They're going to throw it behind someone, maybe two candidates, and potentially try to punt those two men out of the race completely. Everyone's like, we're going to definitely have a Republican. No. Someone has got to step aside and support the other person, and every single person with any common sense or logic or reason rambling around in their brain who lives in California, who can vote, needs to go get registered and needs to vote for whichever one of those two men it is. It's the only chance that we have. Please don't think that there's any way that two Republicans are going to be at the top for the jungle primary.
You don't think that, I bet you, if Kamala was smart, she would probably take the nod in California because they're dumb.
They might be. They might, because if the best they have is Eric Swalwell, who's doesn't even live here, is now apparently a writer of profound, highly intellectual erotic poetry. Excuse me.
Great!
Violent
I have
erotic
some lunch
poetry
I need to go purge.
Yay!
and you have Katie mashed potatoes throwing Porter right behind him.
She's awful.
This is the best they're sending over here. And there's a reason they're pulling. They threw Matt Mahan, who is the mayor of San Jose, in there at the last minute. You guys probably, I don't know if you saw him at the debate. Now, this is fascinating. He's young. He's good looking. He's well spoken. He tries to play the moderate line. He's pulling it like 2%. So they're losing, and we have a real window here. But I'm telling you, it's not going to be 2 R's at the end of the day. It's just not. Not here. There's no way.
Oh, I feel better.
I know, but no, we can't screw this one up is my point. Like, we can't be so naive to not understand how the machine works here. This is California. The Supreme Court just affirmed Prop 50, which means that our congressional districts have been sliced and diced so much that those 40% of Republican voters in California now will most likely, after midterms, get somewhere around 7% congressional representation.
That's awesome. Good.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, the Supreme Court had to.
California's
Y'all
lost.
voted for it, right? It was held to a vote.
They voted for it.
Y'all
That's why
lost.
the
That's
people
wild.
voted for it.
Yeah, all the people who non-speaking population and all the liberal Karens, white liberal 40-year-olds, are the ones out there voting for it, and the people who don't look beyond how they feel
Yeah.
are the ones that vote for stupid stuff like that. And
Or vote
you know,
for who's good looking. That's how Newsom got voted.
Well, the only reason they voted for Prop 50 was because Democrats are in the majority here. They couldn't
Mm-hmm.
comprehend that if the scenario were flipped, that it would be bad for them and they wouldn't want to vote for it. They're like, we're the majority, so we're gonna majority rules and we're gonna vote for this. It's not.
but
good.
it wasn't the people though; it was the Congress, right, in California.
The people voted on Prop 50.
These are all retarded.
And it was historically low Republican voter turnout. We were so discouraged.
Yeah, dude, Republicans
discouraged.
show up for the presidential election. They don't really show up anywhere else.
that's gotta
Independents are a
change.
little bit more. And I think it's just because the Republicans have an image issue. Bottom line, they have an image and messaging issue because everybody's like, well, it's Trump. It's the Republican
they
Party is
connect
not
them to
Trump. They're it's not. It's, you know, everybody still thinks of the Republicans of, like, when I think of Republican, I think of Mike Pence. I think of, you know, like
George
Romney.
W.
George W. Mitt Romney.
like
the old school.
yeah. So when I think of Trump, I think of, hey, he's the kind of Democrat I used to be. And, you know, the one that was about secure borders, the one, you know, he does still have that Democratic philosophy about abortion. He just tidied it up a little bit and then tried to encourage the Republican Party to do the same. We need to start talking about abortion differently. And so he's trying to change the image of the Republican Party, but it's still stuck. And so people are not mobilized. We don't take it serious enough. We somehow think that a 250-year-old document is just going to do the work for us without us putting any sweat, you know, blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Well, I mean, for the most part, the Republicans didn't have to do as much as we're doing now. We didn't have to get rallied as much as we are now. The left has been, they think it's Armageddon every single year. So they are voting like their life depends on it every single year because they've been indoctrinated that way.
And their machine supports that, right?
Exactly,
And so
exactly.
if you don't have the machine going out there and getting people registered and raising the money and sending the flyers and making the calls, like, you can have you can have Jesus running with an R next to his name, and you're not going to get the voter turnout. And it all works together as this cycle. But what's interesting out here is that you're seeing a huge shift to independent, number one, which I think we're seeing nationally. But the other thing is we're getting a lot of no party preference candidates. And so people are trying to move away from this, like, D versus R. We don't like what the parties stand for. We don't like the associations. I don't even really think the Democrats know what their party stands for. I think if you ask someone, what is a Democrat? What does that mean to be Democrat? And what do you stand for? I don't think they can answer you.
And they can't. You ask them, what is a woman? They can't answer you. You ask them, what is a fascist? They can't answer you.
Yeah.
You know, it's apathy at its best. You know, people are like, I don't even want to vote. I don't want to go out. I'm having a hard time just paying my bills. So you have to rally them through emotion. We've talked about this time and time again. Politics is a game of emotion. And when we can go out there, like when they brought Doge out in the beginning of the term, oh my God, I mean, everybody went haywire. I mean, that's how we all landed here. It's because, you know, I hooked up and made some Doge content and boom, all of a sudden I'm a blew up on TikTok, right? And then that's how I met Brett. I mean, that getting screwed by the government is such an emotionally charged topic that it really got people to rally behind President Trump, Elon Musk, and the Doge department. And we saw how bad the Democrats fought back. I mean, they burned down his dealerships and blew up his cars and threatened his family. And then they yeah, right. So they got violent because that's the only thing they could do as an action to stop them from doing what they're doing. And I think it had somewhat of their intended effect, because now Doge is not in the spotlight anymore. Even though they're still out there working, Doge is not in the center stage of where it needs to be. And go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just going to say there's only like, the biggest people that I see moving around, getting people registered and have made it their main staple cause is Scott Pressler. We have one. And so you have Scott Pressler, who's out there going state to state, working in certain states to do that. But then the rest of us, I feel like the Crusaders need to, like, the spirit of Crusader needs to rise up and be just as dangerous without the threats. Be like, we're cool, but don't put your hands on me. Right. And they need to know that we're not playing games, because I'm telling you, they're using that menacing threat where if you show up to a protest just to find out what's going on and you just have a camera, if they assume that you're even conservative, they're messing you up, bro. Oh, yeah. And so, like, there needs to be some alpha pushback, whether it's female or male. I don't care. There needs to be some alpha pushback that when these boys show up, black, yellow, white, brown, I don't care. When they show up, we're not going to mess with them because we're going to get punched in our mouth. And that really needs to happen. I'm dead serious, because if people keep thinking that they can get away with it, and people are not showing up in numbers, and people don't care enough to lay it all on the line, we've already lost the country. Exactly. It's just happening one state at a time.
I hope that would work. Do you guys think, though, that like some big tough macho guy showing up is going to stop the blue-haired Karens?
It's not about
like
it's not about the one. It's about the strength and numbers of people showing up.
I think
and protecting.
I think you need
and that's what I'm talking
numbers.
about. I'm not talking about Macho Brad, or like.
Well, no, it's an interesting conversation to have, because you have the Renee Goods of the world who think they are untouchable, that they are bulletproof, that they can come against for the last 4 years. And nothing is going to happen. And
we got to just stop caring about the headlines and really just go up. Let them win themselves by talking and saying all that they say, and show up in numbers and say, not my neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the left, you've had for 4 years, the left have been emboldened, because when you can't win on policy, you win on emotion. And that's how they have run their campaigns all the time, because their policies suck. So what do? You get people emotional, you get people rallying together with a rally cry, and then you can make some change. And they've been doing that for 4 years. They've perfected it. Look at their riots, even if they are funded. I think even if you didn't fund them, you would at least have some kind of uprising for most of their causes. We just don't do that. No,
we don't, because we're not wired that way. But I still say there's more of us than there are of them. Their 100%. Their message gets amplified 1,000 times over because of mainstream media. They virtue signal. I call it weaponized mental illness. Because you have to pick a topic. Brett, you said it perfect. You have to run on emotion to get people all stirred up, and you have to take something and label it what it's not with a big emotional term. Let's talk about voter ID. We all know we need an ID to do 100 different things. You can't do it without it. So why all of a sudden is it such a bad idea to prove you're an American citizen to vote in our elections? That is the law. Can't buy a house, can't rent a car.
This is the most hard argument. Can I just say, as a woman who has changed her name and then changed it back, this is so stupid. You literally have to show ID for everything. Why in the world are we trying to intimidate? This is voter intimidation is what it is from people who don't want to see the SAVE Act passed. Is saying like, it's going to be too hard. We can't ask people to show an ID. They're not going to, like, poor people can't get a hold of a birth certificate or a marriage license. It is so offensive. Yes. And they're the most offensive people. And I just want to propose something now that I have the forum. Yes. I just want to say, changing my name and then changing it back I've done some hard things in my day, boys. I've done some hard stuff. It was one of the hardest things. I am still dealing with it. I would like to propose, if I may, please, that when a woman gets married in the United States of America, that there is some way legally that we keep that maiden name, just parentheses or something in there, so that if situations like this come in, it's like, oh yeah, you don't have to show me 74 documents that remind us that you used to be this person and now you're this person. The burden, there is a high burden on women when it comes to, look at Brian and Aaron have just totally checked out. Brett's
No,
with me.
no.
I'm with you.
Listening to you,
Well,
100%.
You need to keep your maiden name in an escrow, and
You
then
need to, yes, thank you. You got to keep it somewhere where it's like, it is so hard. And we won't have these arguments over showing an ID to vote in that situation. It won't be so hard. Like, it's not that hard, right? Like, we've all been registered to vote. We know who we are. That's fine. I disagree completely with this screed of argument of like, you know, this is going to be so hard for women and it's sexist and blah, blah, blah. But I do think just in general, we need to do better going forward at helping women not have to continually prove their identity when half of us get divorced.
I was gonna say, with the divorce rate so high, let's make some changes in that.
It is a total unimaginable nightmare to try to keep flip-flopping the names. That's it.
That's
Rant's
fair.
over.
That's a fair argument.
Welcome back, Brian and Aaron. Brian, come back.
No,
But
I'm listening to what you're saying.
But to tap into that though, that look how deep they're having to go in that argument to figure out a way to make this a bad thing. They're having to go all the way down to the bottom of the barrel to find something to argue about, and people are like, I mean, I never thought that was a big deal. Yeah, it's a little bit of an inconvenience in the grand scheme of things, but come on. I mean, you got to have an ID for everything. Why are we even talking about this?
I hear you on all this, and I agree. It should be easier for women, but I will say this: we have too much faith in humanity, and I'm just going to be honest. I don't
let it out.
If there is the least path of resistance for somebody, they're going to take that least path of resistance at large, as a whole, as part of this nation. And I'm not going to sit here and there's only a handful of ways that this is really going to turn around. Number one, parallel economies. We got that. You know, we can push those out there. Start ignoring the news. Stop being clickbait and to rage forums, and really start to take the fight to them. Because, you know, when I'm saying fight, you can think of it however you will. We can fill in the blank. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, dude, they're not going to stop because they're illiterate, stupid.
They have nothing better to do.
And who are ignorant and willfully ignorant, which makes it even worse. And so when you have these people that are emotionally charged and they hang off the word of every bullshit narrative out there, you're not going to reason with that. There's no other way to reason with it other than to show up and be a physical presence and say, you're not taking our country from us. We'll protect you and your right to be stupid and crazy and say all these stupid things, but get out of the way and let the real men and women handle business and protect our country.
Are you describing the low information voter? Winner, chicken dinner.
And I kept that PG. I kept that PG because, like, dude, I'm so effing over it, bro.
Man.
Yeah, Brian's ready to like fight in the street. Let's go.
Let's just, we're gonna have we're gonna go back and forth, and we're gonna have a referendum. We're gonna have a town council. We're gonna figure this stuff out, and screw the 40 mosques that are popping up in the last 2 months in Dallas, and like all of that stuff. Like, dude,
Texas, God,
shut up. Like it's like
we got enough is enough. Exactly. Yeah, well, and then so for Sarge, one more thing to add.
Yeah.
The left, the other issue with the left, amongst many other things, is that they suck as people. Okay, we all know that. They don't have an identity other than politics. That is their religion. That is their identity. So anytime anything that we do threatens that, it threatens them as a person. So that's why they are so quick and so violent, and because it is like you're taking their identity away. They don't have a religion. This is what they do. This is their whole life. So that's why you see so many of these weird blue hairs with bull rings, rallying together, because that's all they have to do. They don't do anything else but this. So, I mean, we have jobs and stuff.
Do you guys love it when the real raging, like, liberal women go on TikTok and they hold those signs like, I would never date MAGA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, darn.
Good. No.
Shoot.
we're good.
Yeah. Really ripped the rug out from under me on that one.
Oh, sorry, boys.
Oh,
Sorry for
yeah.
that. I know you're
I did
super
that.
bummed.
I did that.
Oh,
I want to try something here since we.
Okay.
Did you want me to still do that? I've got it up.
Oh, do you? Yeah. So let's go back. Yeah, if you got it up, go ahead.
Let me go ahead and share this real quick.
And this was 9 years ago. Oh, there's the one I want to get.
What do we got?
Well, watch.
So let me see what's going on here. Back to the studio. Let's go ahead.
I can see it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it looks good.
cool. Excellent. Here we go.
I'm Ami Horowitz, and I'm here in Berkeley, California to find out if voter ID laws suppress the black vote.
Remember 9 years ago.
Jeez.
Can anybody, I hope we're having good audio on this.
I can hear it
got it.
fine.
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad. I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in
So many
areas
white
with
people.
easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're
Oh my
not aware
God.
or like they're not informed. I
They're,
also
like,
think
totally
there's a repression of like black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, like you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at some states like Florida, that's a huge population of the like African Americans.
This is what we're up against. This is what we're up
Ask
against.
Black
Listen,
people
listen.
their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes. Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID. So like, we know what we need to carry around.
Yeah, everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
some type of trick candy cameras.
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that. It's on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem getting there if you have to get there? No. I know these sound like silly
What
questions.
is this
You know how to
cracker
get
asking
DMV?
me?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just stupidity, honestly.
Racist.
Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I
Yeah.
had access
These
to
are
the
the-
internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly. I do it at work. So, of course, I know how to use it. My
Smart.
kids know how to use it. They all have iPads, iPods, whatever.
Your phone has data.
Mhm.
You can access the internet with
Unlimited.
unlimited data.
I use my phone as a hotspot.
What does that say to you for the people who have this perception of black people?
They're pretty much ignorant. That's why my thought process was.
I just think that's ignorant. Ignorant.
Ignorant. That's the word
Very,
I'm hearing
very
a lot.
ignorant.
Ignorant.
Very, very ignorant.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist because, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
You judging somebody, like, but you judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it.
What people are they talking to? Who are these people talking to?
Do you have a problem that if you go to vote and they say, "Can we please see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are"? Are you
Love
cool?
showing my ID.
You got no problem with that?
Nope.
Love it.
Would you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, "Can we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are"? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have a problem if there was a rule where you have to show your ID in order to vote?
I don't think so. No.
Would you have an issue if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Shocker.
crazy.
And
Black
remember,
Americans are citizens and have identification and internet access.
9 years ago. And to say they don't have phones. How many phones were given away under the Obama administration?
Yeah. Where's my
Millions
Obama
and
phone?
millions.
Yeah.
So the argument is bullshit. We all know that it is, but they have to, again, and you guys have said it very well this evening, you have to use really emotionally charged language, and you got to have Chuck Schumer up there calling it Jim Crow 2.0, and you've got Hakeem Jeffries and Sporadicus Booker, and get that.
Did you see Chuck Schumer's comments from the 90s and how he was saying we have to have
completely
ID
different.
I mean, maybe we'll load that up
for that very thing. So I'm sorry, but like so many things that we've talked about tonight, and I know we've got to wrap up, or I got to bounce in a second, but so many things that we have talked about are messages now that conservatives and the Republican Party are pushing that Democrats pushed 20, 30 years ago, and everybody was on board. And we were really, these were middle of the line, bipartisan agreed upon issues and statements like we should have borders and we shouldn't have everybody flooding across, and ID is fine, and we should love our country and be patriotic.
I remember when they were like, well, I think traditional marriage is between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Barack
They loved
Obama
that one.
And Hillary Clinton said it.
Just proves to you
Both
that
Clintons were for that.
It literally.
So we have morphed, and now the messaging has changed, and they don't suddenly, that history, those historical comments, those don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And everyone just puts this little blinder up right here. It's like, nope. Well, if Trump said it, it's racist. Or if the Republicans are doing it, it's sexist. And this is like they're trying to take away our rights as women.
It's
they don't remember.
It literally just proves that, like politicians are full of shit. And
every one of them.
And they're bought and paid for. And now that we have somebody that's in office that was willing to call it for what it was.
Yeah.
And wake us up to it, like the fact that you can literally put Chuck Schumer side by side with himself, saying the 180 opposite, and still listen to him like as if he doesn't know that exists.
Yeah,
I mean, Joe Biden, you could have gave some excuse to because he just didn't really know what was going on. Period. But like at the end, of the day,
you could have 80s Chuck Schumer debate current Chuck Schumer.
Yes.
They could literally debate each other.
It's a bunch of shite.
You know.
Well, everybody tune in next week now that we figured out how to run this studio and we can put these clips in.
Only took 25.
We'll make sure
best show ever.
Yeah, we'll make sure to pull in some of these clips so you can see. I just pulled it up. Chuck Schumer voter ID 22 hours ago. Fox News put a set of clips together showing him talking all about secure borders, voter ID, all that stuff. So, but anyway, for those that stuck around, thank you very much. We had some technical difficulties. So
love you guys. I love you, boys.
But
it was
you guys
good.
hanging out.
Yeah. And we'll be around again next Wednesday, 7 Central for the Liberty Post Show podcast.
No, it's the Liberty Show podcast gathering teams.
Yeah. We're still ironing out a few things. We're getting our branding down, so we're working on a couple
Liberty Post Show Po.
Showpo.
Anyway.
Liberty.
On here for show though.
Liberty bibbity.
Well, everybody have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Love you guys.